In this video, we'll address how government financial reports can be transformed into structured, fully machine-readable data. We start with the kind of information that is submitted to the MSRB's EMMA system today. For example, this is the governmental funds balance sheet, part of a general purpose government's annual comprehensive financial report. Financial statements like these are based on accounting standards set by the GASB and/or by the state's own reporting requirements or accounting standards, like the state's chart of accounts. To transform a financial statement like the one we just saw into machine-readable data, the government will use a taxonomy, which is a digital dictionary of terms that represents everything that a government may need to report on their ACFR. A taxonomy, as shown here on the right, contains column headers, like the general fund or aggregate non-major funds, that might appear on a governmental funds balance sheet as column headers on the financial statement. It also contains line items that you might find on a financial statement. When a government uses a taxonomy, they select the line items and column headers that fit their own financial statement. On this visual, you'll see a plus sign where a category of information like assets or deferred outflows of resources can be opened up to show that there are a lot of line item categories from which to choose. The taxonomy of governmental financial statement terms will most logically be developed and maintained by the Governmental Accounting Standards Board, the GASB, to represent accounting standards that are maintained by the GASB. States may also have reporting requirements, which they will represent in taxonomies that represent state reporting requirements. A government entity can use both taxonomies at the same time to find both the GASB and state reporting requirements that they need. The reporting application they use to prepare their financials will automatically bring in the taxonomies they need. When the government prepares their financial statements to render the fact 2,664,256 machine readable, for example, the reporting application they use, which could be their existing ERP system or a simple spreadsheet application or a reporting management application, they tell the software that this fact represents accounts payable, reported on a modified accrual basis, and it is represented by the general fund. Here's the same report we just saw, but it's now in machine-readable format. Every fact underlined in red has embedded information, which makes it unambiguously machine-readable. We're showing this in an open source viewing tool, which shows that the fact for accounts payable has information in it, as shown in the gray pop-up box. It is represented by the concept accounts payable modified accrual for the time period June 30th, 2021. It represents general fund. It's a monetary value in US dollars, and it has a credit balance. Identical data and presentation as a PDF report. It's just now represented in a machine-readable format. So what are the practical implications of the FTT for government entities? The Financial Data Transparency Act requires the SEC to develop data standards to be used by municipal bond issuers. Given that, it may be helpful to consider what the SEC has done in regards to data standards for other kinds of reporting entities. Today, the SEC collects financial statement data from public companies and from investment management companies in XBRL format. If the SEC follows the same process with government entities that they do with public companies, the process for governments might look like this. The municipal bond issuer will use one of many possible applications. They could use their existing ERP system or a reporting management product, or even a simple Excel template add-in, which references the taxonomy they need to use, which may be the GASB taxonomy or a state taxonomy or a combination of both GASB and state taxonomies. Their application used with the taxonomy allows them to generate a machine-readable ACFR. They could then post the ACFR on the government website, where it's accessed by citizens, government officials, the media, and others. They'll also submit it to the MSRB EMMA system, which further distributes it to investors and data analytics providers. Data providers will then distribute the data even further to other investors.